Welcome back, survivors. I'm the Survivalvis, and we return to Carnivores Genesis. So how do you guys like the double feature last week? I wasn't exactly planning to do the 2 episodes 1 week, but again, I needed to kind of grind up the point total, so I'm taking it a little easier on myself this week, but I should probably see what we want to do. Radar is coming off. I admit I don't particularly like hunting with the radar. It kind of spoils the hunting feel to me, but let's see what we want to do. So we've got 605 points left over. And I've been using the C1 a lot, and I'd kind of like to stay a bit more away from it. So maybe what we'll do is we'll try making this an archery hunt. Oh, should I try that, or should I take off the Utahs? It's kind of hard to say. Like, surprisingly enough, the C1 and that... Okay, so maybe what I'll do is we'll try this, because this might be an interesting mix to get. Parasaur, Anki, Stego, Trike, all our standard herbivores. And then we'll also do a couple of things for excitement of the Sin Raptor and the Utah Raptor. Just kind of got to see there. I kind of flicked the necklace a little bit, but there we go. Okay, so everything's looking good there. Double ammo as always. Tranks will keep on. So I think we're ready for another hunt on Forzin Range, and let's see how good or poorly this one goes. As you guys might have seen from our first time, Forzin Range kind of scared us a little bit, so hopefully we're a little better. But let's hop in and get to this brand new hunt. Okay, so we're loaded into Forzin Range, and yeah, I think this is actually the very lake where we got ambushed by the Sin Raptor to start last week's first episode. Or it's one of them. There are a lot of lakes dotted around these high... And I guess that's... Not sure if they'd be highlands or lowlands. Not exactly sure on the naming for kind of a region like this. Like, there's so many hills and little valleys, I don't know what you would really call this kind of area. But as I was saying in last week's episodes, we're going to have another Genesis public build versus Redux side-by-side next week. I was thinking I'd be able to squeeze it in this week, but just because, again, it going to take a little bit more points. I figured one more week just to be safe, hopefully get points this week, and then we'll be able to show off another little comparison build. I think it's going to be... Actually, Genesis as a series may finish before we'll be having more of, like, the comparisons, just because I think the next step of the project is a pretty big jump forward for what they're going to try aiming to bring in. But this next Redux versus the public side-by-side will most likely be the last one on our regular Genesis playthrough. I will still do episodes as, like, little surprises on Monday to do the comparisons between what's changed and what's been with Genesis all this time. But we probably are leaning slowly towards the end of Genesis. We've got, I think it's a couple more maps to go through. The T-Rex and the Mantelodon to hunt. And then just a couple of weapons, so... I mean, granted, it doesn't sound like a lot, but it's mostly how many points these ones take. So we'll have to see how those kind of mesh out. And depending on them, it could take anywhere from, like, just a little bit of time to quite a bit more. Alright, I forgot that the crossbow doesn't really zoom you in at all. I'll have to be a bit cautious of that. And also of whatever... Okay, Sin Raptor, somewhere down here. There we go. Okay, so thankfully I heard him this time before we went right down there. But this also does go to show that the AI... They don't exactly have the best time on some of the steeper areas either. I should say climbing. If they're going downwards, they're going to get you much more easily. But if they're trying to climb up anywhere... Oh, you can even spot a Gallimimus on the mountain. Distraction aside. They have trouble climbing up hills and mountains. Getting down, I don't think anywhere near as much. But definitely trying to climb up to get you, they have a few of those, like, circling issues where they have trouble trying to figure out what the path is. So you can kind of work that to your favor a bit. Okay, I think what I'll do... Yeah, with how... Like, Forzin is an interesting one. It's not like it's super dense with vegetation, But it's because the tree canopy is so low, it kind of fools you into it being something like that. So it might actually be easier to... Yeah, you know what? We'll follow the mountain range a little bit and see if we can get north into... I think that's actually supposed to be a desert area. It's one of the corners we haven't seen on the map yet. Because we've seen the little oasis that's way, way to the east there. We visited a number of these mountains, so I think it's just this little, like, desert pocket we've yet to really experience or take a look at. Oh, there was something... Oh, another Sin Raptor out there. Pretty far off, though, so maybe what I'll try doing is calling it in. Yeah, he's pretty far off. That's... And we're getting right into the wind range now. Closing the distance very quickly. So he's somewhere in this general area. Oh, I thought I just saw him a moment. Okay. Uh-oh. Come on, come on, come on. There we go. I gotta admit, the C1 and the crossbow are very similar. It's just that the C1, I think you have a little bit easier time aiming with it. But thankfully, we managed to get another Sin Raptor down before it got us. All of a sudden, everything's making noise here, so... I'll try getting out of this area a bit, where it's calmer. For being a herbivore hunt, we sure haven't seen any of them yet. But as long as we have the time, and I have some... Oh, just Gallimimus. Okay, I just saw, like, the classic theropod, the two legs and a tail start going slowly through the trees there. I admit, I'm still kind of paranoid because of just how dependent the series progressing is to me staying alive for hunt. But we'll try going up to this last little bit of Forzin we haven't really seen yet. And it's definitely one of the harder maps to hunt on. It really does make you seem either best to have... Well, probably that Rex Wrecker shotgun would be really good on a map like this, because you're probably going to be in very tight quarters if you're anywhere in, like, the middle green area. It's so hilly and so many trees that you might only see a flash of the animal before it's almost right on you. So it might pay to be a little bit of a mountaineer in a way. Just kind of hunt from the mountain sides or mountaintops. Get more distance to what you're going after. You know, things like that. As long as you can put up with the wind sounds. We'll just go along here because it looks like... Yeah, they kind of meet up a little further along here. Just going to... Oh, Gallimimus just kind of flashed on binoculars for a moment there. So I am actually going to run. And one of the comments was asking about why I don't run more often. It's generally force of habit from my experience playing other hunting games. I'm used to things like the Hunters with its 2, or I think even Cabela's was pretty good at that, where if you would run, the animals would almost like immediately detect you if you were anywhere in their vicinity. And because I like playing without the radar on, you never know what's in your vicinity. So it's a way of kind of keeping a little bit more thematic to a hunt, and less of like a shooter. Okay, so we're getting... Well, we'll try getting away from the mountains a little bit. And see... Yeah, this... Oh, jeez, I'm getting a little spooked because of the tree canopy popping in and out there, but... Okay, so here we are. This is definitely the desert. I want to try to get out of the wind ambient range, although... I think being in the desert is just going to be constant. Uh-oh. That's not good. There we go. Whew. Oh, I'm very glad the crossbow is this powerful. Really, really glad of that. So... And my thing was kind of right. Utah Raptor in the desert. And once again, for being a herbivore hunt... Oh, well, speak of... I don't think we'd be able to get too lucky with a shot from here. But that also is a reason why I don't run right there. is because it was barely in our render range, and us just walking, I think, kind of signaled it for it to go running off like that. And as I was saying in the... Was it the Hunter? Was it... It might have been Carnivores Plus, the one that just went up Friday, that I was talking about it, where you don't get a lot of feedback in this game about what exactly set the animal off to knowing where you were. The Hunter has more of like a HUD that includes stuff like the... I mean, this one does have the wind, but includes stuff like how loud you're being and how visible you are. In Carnivores, you don't really have a way of knowing too much which of the factors kind of triggered the animal to knowing where you were. I'm also kind of hoping that we've seen all the carnivores the map has in store, because we're going to be down to the shotgun and the compound bow. As much as I love the compound bow, I'm not the most accurate with it. Well, we'll see what we can do. I also kind of just want to get out of the desert. Like, there's more to see, it's just that because it's set to such a frequent loop period, it just kind of drives you crazy after a little too long. Another Gallimimus. I also do gotta be careful. I only have the one shot left in the crossbow. If the placement's right, I could have used the crossbow to take down so many of these dinosaurs so easily, but of course, not the best of shots. Oh, just little moss chops walking around here. Yeah, I'm not really seeing anything else out here, and again, you guys probably won't have to hear it as much because I normally adjust the volume between the audio tracks for my editing. Oh, well, hello. Now, this is, again, where you won't know the feedback for what might set the animal off. Because I'm crouched, I have good wind, but I don't know how loud my crouch walk is. So, we'll see if we can actually get close to this parasaur using the terrain to our advantage. Sounds like it should just be up ahead. Oh, it sounds like it's actually really, really close. I'm hoping the parasaur doesn't have a kill animation. Oh. Okay, we got one hit off at least. And there... Ooh, not good. Oh. Oh, geez, that's an ankylosaur. I almost thought it was a lizard for a second. It just seemed so tiny. But yeah, with there being a Dilo out there, that's not exactly good for us. I'm going to see if I can try getting it down. Although, I think... Yeah, it's a little bit beyond our effective range, so... This is probably where we're going to lose this hunt. I also know I'm really going through arrows here. Oh, even that point blank wasn't enough. Ah, shoot. Well, we'll restart. Okay, so we're loaded in here. I mean, Carnivores, I do admit there are some weak points to the games. One of them... Well, actually, Redux is going to change things quite a bit because of the mortal zones it'll be introducing. But you really feel the weapon scaling for power in this game. Oh, okay. So I think that was the only thing kind of dangerous around us. There's probably something else we spooked near... Oh, maybe it's just the Brachiosaur I heard. I'm surprised how many carnivorous animals there were for having that large of a roster of herbivores selected. It just seems to be my luck that I want to go after mostly herbivores. Well, let's tack in 1 or 2 carnivores. 1 or 2 carnivores? Let's crank 10 into the map! What? Oh. Oh no, just Calmimus. I was going to say, is that another Dilo? Okay, so we're probably going to have to be a little more focused on actually actively getting animals now. Knowing Kylo callback. No Stego call. Let's try a trike. Nothing. I mean, that's kind of the good and bad of the radar. The good thing is I could always show off us going after dinos, but the bad is it kind of feels like a bit of a cheap experience, almost like you're going to a shooting range. Because you know where they are. You go line yourself up and just take the shot, and that's kind of the end of it. Alright, so there's the crossbow. I thought I heard for a moment there. But another nice thing, too, is I actually have all the shots back in the crossbow, so... I mean, we're not exactly... We don't exactly have a lot of time to work with because of how that hunt ended. I probably should have actually just turned right around and left the Dilo alone. But stupid is as stupid does. No, it's just a Morphodon that I guess I saw. Oh, just Scalmimus. Okay, that's fine. I was really hoping that point blank for the Dilo would have put it down, but I guess just wasn't quite enough damage for it. Jeez, nothing around here. I'm gonna try a Sin Raptor, why not? Well, let's see if we can try running, getting something to reply to us. And also get out of... There we go. Peace and quiet. I say immediately before I decided to use probably the loudest animal call in the game. Well, right now, I'm pretty sure the Rex call is going to drown the Trike call out as soon as we get to that. I'm not hearing anything calling back. Although, truth be told, if that's the Brachiosaurus over there, I think we only did like a little U-turn, basically. We'll just have to keep our eyes open and try covering some more ground then. I'd like to get more than just a single Utah Raptor for this hunt. But I cannot say I'll be doing another one of those. Oh, there we go. Nice thing about the trike is that's a pretty big animal, so it's kind of hard to miss your shots with it. Now, that being said, we might have actually missed that shot with it. Let's go see if there's actually a blood trail. Oh, okay, yeah, there is. There's a little speck there. Oh, actually, there's a second one over there. So, I mean, the first one was freaking out quite a bit. But if we... Yeah, so one of them is still flipping out because of the shot we got off on it. But if we can get the other one to a good spot, we can try for one of the mortal zones. Like, maybe there. Okay, so there's you down. Where'd your other one go? For circling as much as you are, you suddenly seem to snap right out. I think that's it right up there. Yeah, that's probably it there. That's just the Moss Chops we're hearing. Nobody else is really right around us, so that's good. So we'll try getting to about... this might not actually be a bad range. Nope, maybe it is, because I don't think that actually hit its mark. So again, I'm going to just kind of keep crouched, ease us a little closer. It's definitely staying behind the trees, so... it's going to be a little tough for another shot, but if we can get 2 trikes in a Utah, that's not too bad. That said, we also have to keep an eye on the trike, who is very much enjoying going back and forth into one of the densest areas up there. I don't know if, like, if it's just the trunks of the trees that can count as an obstacle, or it's like the branches too. There we go. God, when the weapons take them down in just a nice shot like that, they feel so satisfying. Okay, so, how are we sitting? I'll try squeezing just a little bit more out. Maybe we can get one more animal. We'll be able to call this at least a success in some regard. Oh, yeah, scared off the Gallimimus. That's not too big of a deal. And we're going to probably be right into the wind blowing again. Oh, another galley here. I was kind of expecting to see something else around here, but I guess I'm maybe getting my hopes up a bit. Oh, maybe not. We got a stego. It is a ways off, but we may be able to have the terrain help us. I'm hoping it's just a stego, like there's no Sinraptor or anything else too close by. We're getting pretty nice and in close to it now. If I can get to this next ridge, I think that'll be perfect. Which it seems like it's going to let us do. Okay, crossbows at the ready. We still got quite a few shots. So this guy's probably going to take 2 or 3 is my guess. Oh, 2! That was actually a bit of a good recovery from our first hunt. So we're going to head back before anything ruins our recovery there, and see how we're looking for points now. Okay, so we're back into the hunt menu here. Didn't really get all that much when I consider it. Only up to 869, so that would... oh, actually, you can't see what the points you get are. But I'll have to take a look at what the Redux build is for points, but I think we can do something like the Rex Wrecker with the Carnivores, which is probably going to be one of our better episodes coming up, because I finally get a chance to go after the mortal enemy. Well, it's kind of hard. It's a toss-up between the Dilophosaurus because of the amount of kills it's gotten and the Carnivores. I think, depending on how good the Rex Wrecker is, it may be strong enough to take down the Carnos pretty quick. But yeah, as much as it doesn't look like there's that much left to go for the series... oh, actually, yeah, 2 full maps. These 2 take so many points, so actually, who knows? Maybe Genesis will keep running for a few more, or a couple more of the Redux and the public builds in the series. But for now, we will end this episode right here. Thank you all very much for joining me on this episode of Carnivores Genesis. If you do like the video or the series, be sure to give us a like, and if you have any comments, tips, or tricks, be sure to leave them in the comments right down below. Until I see you all in the next episode, though, survivors, please remember, as always, to take care and stay alive.